Investment Network for quite some time, actually. I've known them for quite a while. They've helped me on several occasions land listings that were quite difficult to land, actually. So like my experience with them, I go to the table, I bring them with me, not physically to every listing appointment, but sometimes physically too. They have come with me before, but which is really cool to take the time out of their day. But I always ask my clients, like, hey, you by any chance need a cash offer? Would you be interested in one? And I explain the benefits of that. And it's not for everybody, but for sure, there's some people where time is not on their side, or perhaps their house is just in complete disrepair, the obvious, whatever an investment property might look like to you. That's really cool to talk about, because I know I have certainty that they can make that thing happen. The Investment Network has always come through to a point of near exhaustion. With that, I mean, I'm going to put another hash mark next to what they said: tool, resource. Like, that's exactly what they are. They've done a phenomenal job. They've really helped me several times. On top of that too, look, we're in the real estate business. I'm sure if you're listening right now, you're probably a talker just like me. Maybe not as much as me, but if you're a talker, you're out there networking with other realtors too. If you're dropping in that you do have this resource, like, that comes back to you. I have other agents that have come to me saying, hey, do you know anyone that wants to buy this property? It's an absolute dump, whatever the situation is. Well, yeah, actually I do. Or, hey, I remember you mentioning you had this thing. You want to come and check it out? Yeah, for sure. I got you. And that has turned into 1, 2, even 3 sides of a deal before, the purchase side and the relist side, and you can end up representing another side on top of that. Or it turns into another transaction within the neighborhood, because they have helped me to procure other listings following that closing. It's really pretty awesome. So, I mean, having this at our company, use it. You're already meeting agents all the time. You're already talking to homeowners all the time. Talk about what you have. It's another easy leg of your business that you don't have to do anything about except talk, which you already do a lot of, like me. Again, maybe not as much as me, but
Daniel, I love the example. And the reason why I really wanted to bring you in is because, Michael Mann always talks about how CGL's investment network is not just for selling properties to investors. It's about different ways to answer questions and solve problems. And you've done that to a T so well. I know a lot of agents in other companies will come to you, like you said, with investment opportunities. And they see it as your resource. They don't see it as, well, you're going to get on the phone and you're going to call Ryan and Rocky are going to call this guy and that guy. No, they go to Daniel and they say, Daniel, you've got investors. I've got this property. What do you think? And you do get on the phone with us and we work it out. But the way that you do it, I think is so cool. You put together these resources, you educate yourself, you show up to meetings, you read books, and people see it as your resource. Would you say that we're a part of your team?
100%. I actually, teamwork is one of the things that I wanted to get to. There's that, and actually one more that I think is a really important detail. I'm sure plenty of you get text messages probably every week from, hey, me and my team are looking to acquire several new properties this month. Do you have any off-market listings you want to show to us? Those people, great. Maybe they're a legitimate investor, maybe they're not. But what I can't trust they have is accountability. Working with the CGL Investment Network, they are accountable. They're accountable to us, and they've always done great by us. I'm sure if you have done a deal with an investor that you don't know before, you may have been burned like I have, or my sellers have. And sometimes our sellers are in quite vulnerable situations already. And when you get several days into a deal and then suddenly they're hitting you up for a $20,000 haircut, that doesn't feel good. So it's good to work with people that we know, and having them on my team is definitely something I appreciate having. Definitely stoked.
That's fantastic. We appreciate that, Daniel.
Such good insight.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to kind of elaborate. I mean, it's always nice to hear other people talk about the successes with the investment network, like we did with everybody on this call, where we've helped them close deals. But it's important to note, and we're seeing it clearly here, that the investment network is not just a resource to buy investor friendly properties or listings, but also a resource to help in so many other ways. Like Daniel was talking about, he took opportunities and ran with them in a neighborhood where a property wasn't the most beautiful in the neighborhood. Daniel reached out to his investors, got that seller out of the situation, renovated the property, and then made that eyesore in the neighborhood the talk of the town, increasing everybody's value. So when Daniel goes back to the neighbors and say, hey, look what I've done, Daniel just looks like the superhero. He just looks like the amazing realtor that's taken everybody's equity to a whole nother level. And that conversation is just so powerful. So I love the fact that you look at this not just as, hey, I got a distressed property, what's your offer? But hey, I want to build my business, scale my business, change my mindset and my strategy. Let's meet, and how can we do that? So I love that. I love that, Daniel.
That is one of the coolest parts too. You know, everybody sees that home in the neighborhood and those neighbors that know that it's been under construction for a little while, and then see that sign go up in the yard after it's been all fixed up. What better opportunity? They get to come in and meet you right at the door smiling like, hey, let me show you what we have done to your neighborhood right here. Look what we just did to this place.
It's actually a great example. Daniel, you've been involved in 2 relists. You've been involved in 2 properties that you brought us the property. The investor fixed it up and you got to get back involved and relist the property again. Can you talk really quick about what that was like, relisting the property with CGL's investment network?
Well, one, I'm super eager to see what has happened in there, what has transpired. The investors, their contractors, whatever, they've done amazing jobs. They're up with the current trends. But obviously getting back in there, neighbors, they just have so many questions for you, which is great. I love to talk to a fault, I'm sure. But I get to get in front of them again, and they're usually coming to me. They're always stopping in. So getting the relist is really cool because like I mentioned, you know, it's another opportunity to grow my business, to find more people to work with, more people to help. The relist is a sweet bonus.